Okay, I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking exactly the same. So I think we just move on. This was the warm-up stage. Doesn't matter that I only got 3 correct. What matters is we come out better on the other side, because if my maths is correct, they say get 5 right in each stage. What if I get 10 correct here? 10 plus 3, 13. Do with that what you will. I'm not even gonna try and follow the same logic that I did before, because it clearly didn't work. I got too caught up with theorizing which teams would meet who if they took this team down. I even looked at the best of 3s. It was way too deep. Nah. Let's get back to basics. All I'm gonna do is go with opening matchups and a little bit of gut instinct. That's what I'm trusting in. Because unfortunately, the diamond dream is already dead. So might as well just go wild with this. Not a super wild pick, but I do think Vitality will be advancing 3-0. I love ZywOo. What can I say? I think they have learnt their lesson from the abysmal showing in Katowice, and I think what's going to happen is kind of what happened back in Sydney. I'm just going to allow you to cast your minds back to IEM Sydney, first CS2 event. Where did Vitality place? Dead last. What did they then do at the subsequent events? Win them, 2 of them. I know they weren't majors, but if my logic is correct, I think they're going to follow the same path. I don't think it's going to be too tough of a matchup versus Eternal Fire, so I think they're standing in great stead. Which moves us on to our second option. FaZe is an interesting one. They're always going to get there, but they're going to take the tough path. I don't think their first game is necessarily going to be too difficult versus Heroic, but I'm still going to hedge my bets. They're in there, 3-1, 3-1. Kind of feel the same way for G2. Is that a terrible take? Yeah, G2 will advance, obviously, they kind of have to. But as tradition would go, they don't do it in the smoothest of fashions. The obvious one, calling out all of our names, is Team Spirit. I saw what they did in Kato. I saw how disgusting Donk looked. Let's talk about his performance in the grand final. Let's talk about how that was his first real tier 1 final with a huge audience, and how he absolutely blew the roof off in terms of statistics. I remember sitting with Banks on the sidelines. He had some numbers up of Nico, who made the best grand final ever rating. And we were kind of doing the maths and saying, hey, this kid's gonna beat him. And he did, lo and behold. I think the supporting cast behind Spirit, or behind Donk rather, is one of the strongest that we have. I think all the puzzle pieces are clicking together, and I don't think it's a bold prediction to say that they're going to be going through 3-0. Cloud9 have got a task ahead of them in that first best of 1. Not enough for me to look at them and go 0-3. The 0-3s is where it gets really, really interesting. What did I do at the last stage? I doubted in Brazil. Am I going to do that again? I think I'm going to do it again. Mainly because Imperial are facing VP, so I think VP will be advancing. Doesn't matter whether you love or hate their playstyle. They are incredibly consistent and incredibly grindy team to be playing against. And I think that historically has got the better of a lot of their opponents. Who else have we got left? I don't know how sold I am on Freya at the moment. I really don't. The best of 1s are going to be tricky. We saw that going down in the opening stage. And just comparing the level of opposition that, all well and good, they were able to come back, they were able to pull off the reverse sweep, but it's a different set of teams here. I mean, the first game against G2, logic would dictate that G2 should win that, right? Screw it. Okay, put him in there for now. 3 spots up here to be focusing on with quite the selection of teams. MOUZ. First game versus Ecstatic. They should be taking that. Obviously, the big question mark for all of our money has been How will the departure of Frozen affect the roster? It's big shoes to fill, right? But I think they've been doing an admirable job so far. I think Torzy's obviously stepped up a bit of a level in terms of his AWPing as well. No secret that Shuey has been an amazing in-game leader, and it's kind of all about, you know, exertion, showing up in those big moments, and young Jimmy has been doing that in spades. So I'm selling myself on my own pick here. You can see what's happening. Two more places. How much do we believe in NA? Do I believe in NA? I don't know, jury's out on that one. Na'Vi, their first game's versus the Mongols. My trust in Na'Vi is waning. I'm not sold. I keep on coming back to Eternal Fire. That's what's been distracting me. This is the tough thing, right? After coming out of the opening stage, is looking at a couple of teams, or I mean these three teams really, that I think were the most impressive. Ecstatic, love that you made it here. I don't think it's going to be going any further. Oh, I hate having to make this decision. I really do. Right, Na'Vi, let's go in there. Ooh, see the reaction. I don't love it. You can tell I don't love it. Does it look right? I think the struggle is because I've put Vitality up here. It's how Eternal Fire will then bounce back versus whoever they will face, which I'm not looking at because it didn't work last time. No, you know what? I'm swapping. Oh, do I like it? Do I like that I'm down in Brazil so much? See, my issue is I don't want to put the Mongols in here because I'm not too faithful in Na'Vi. Yeah, let's keep those. But then that kind of means that maybe one would be going across. God, that you really actually see my brain cells working overtime right now. Two of them just rubbing up against the side of my head. I hate this. I really hate this. No, fuck it. You know what? Gut instinct. I said it in the last video. Didn't work out too well, but I hate to be the person who switches picks, you know? Want to go with that gut instinct. And I did say at the beginning, that's what I was going to be doing. This is my Elimination Stage PickEms brought to you by GG Bet. It can't go any worse than last time, right?